The unhappy people are shaking, and it shows. The way that you guys talked about this little girl, a little girl who's 7, okay? A 7-year old is a first to second grader. The way y'all talked about her joy and made fun of her for just doing her little 1-2 at her mama's show, I'm gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna talk about y'all, and I'm gonna call y'all out. Because it's time for me to start just calling y'all out. Let's talk about it. I wasn't gonna address this, but I had to. So I'm on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. Chrissy Clemens. Everybody hate Chrissy. 2 different pages. Follow them both. On one of those pages, I saw this is Beyonce's other daughter Slow, with all these people liking it. Some people laughing, some people surprised, some people mad. I see somebody saying I thought it was a man. I see somebody under here saying I think she's autistic, but that's definitely nothing to, I don't know, laugh at or something. I'm with Jasmine Wilson. It's not too late to delete this. What about this little girl gave Slow? She's 7. Now, it is conversations that people have saying that Beyonce, her son, is special needs. There's nothing wrong with that. Beyonce had twins naturally at almost 40, if not 40 something. Sometimes there could be complications in that. You never know. But Rumi is just fine. And that little girl was so pure-hearted and so happy to be on stage with her mother. I knew that evil lives deeply inside of a lot of y'all. And so does Featurism and Colorism. Let's have a real conversation. Y'all don't talk this way about North. When North bouncing up and down and, screaming at the top of her lungs, take over a year for another year. When she's wearing Balenciaga gimp suits on the runway with her mother, when she's running around with FK Twigs, when she's being herself, it's not a problem because Northwest is mixed. And that's palatable to y'all. Rumi, which I like to call Rumi Ivy, Rumi can't come on there and be a little girl, hit her tens with her mother in an appropriate dress, no midriff, no bondage sex gear. Hello? Normal dress for a little girl that's in any type of pageant, dressing anything, out there with her mother and her big sister, and y'all have everything rude to say about it because she looks like a little black girl. She has the hair of a little black girl. She has the features of a little black girl, and y'all hate that. She looks like Jay-Z. She looks like her black father. And she also looks like her black mother. And I'm going to start calling y'all out. Because if Rumi looked like Jules, had a blue eye like her grandmammy, y'all wouldn't have nothing to say, be calling her no names because y'all are features. You're color blinded by some BS slavery stuff, and I'm calling you out, and it's sick, and it's sad, and you're haters.
What's up, you guys? So I just wanted to chime in on the discussion about Rumi. But before we go there, I do want to just to say what a beautiful moment that is for a mother, daughter, child, grandmother, just generations of beautiful women on one stage at one time. Now, being just a normal person to question what's going on with Beyonce's child, Rumi, I don't think that's weird. I think that you would question what's going on with your next door neighbor's child, with your sister's child, with your cousin's child, if they were exhibiting behaviors that are not typical of a child this age. So I think that is brave of Beyonce, and I hope she comes out and says that something is wrong, if there is something wrong, because she is one of the biggest influencers in the world. And I think that it'll help most families that are going through this. I think that it'll help normalize just talking about this kind of thing. Peace.
As y'all can see here, people are picking on Rumi the same way they did with Blue Ivy about her features and everything. But they're also talking about she may be on the spectrum, which is nothing to pick on any child about. But a lot of them are talking about more how she looks more like Jay-Z. And y'all know how that goes, Featurism. And what the lady said earlier in the clip, if she looked like her grandma, they wouldn't be talking about her as much. Like they do with North. Like they don't talk about her. But she's a child. I think she's a second grader. She's young. She's a kid. And people are just bashing her. I get celebrity kids are in the spotlight and people just, but it's grown people who are doing this. I don't understand it. She's a beautiful little girl, but black people can't help themselves. They can't just keep their colorist featurist comments to themselves, they have to say something about a child. But say you're a featurist without saying you're a featurist. If you're gonna pick on a little kid for looking like her daddy, like, come on now. Come on now.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on.
If you know where that came from. Come on now. No, for real though. This isn't cool. The Black community needs to get it together. Y'all gave Blue Ivy the same issues with her hair texture and her features. Like, these are children. And I also agree with the other clip. The girl was saying about how if Rumi is on the spectrum, I feel like Beyonce should mention or acknowledge that, because she does have influence in this. Can normalize the conversation. I have a brother who is autistic, and it would help if people understood that there's nothing wrong with being autistic. It's not a handicap. They're some of the smartest people I know, some of the kindest people in the world that I know. They learn different, and that's it. There's nothing wrong with them. So I wish grown people would stop treating children like this. It's just ridiculous, okay? At this point, it's just so, like, grown people. Come on. Can we do better? Can we please do better? Please. She was having fun up there on stage with her mom. I think that's the first time she went on stage with her mother. I think Blue's already been on stage, but, this is the first time we're really seeing, her daughter on stage like that. Like, her other daughter, her youngest daughter, one of the twins. But yeah, let's please do better as a community. Stop picking on each other because of features and all of this crazy nonsense that we need to put behind us. All Black people come in different shades, sizes, shapes, features, hair textures. We're not a monolith. We come in different packages. The sooner we can accept that, I feel like the better our community will be at coming together and put colorism and all of that stuff aside, all of the isms aside, and just be together. But that's not realistic, is it? It's just not realistic. The Exoticals community only exists because it doesn't seem to be a thing that can happen. Black people can accept other Black people who look different from them. So where do those people go? They form their own community, their own spaces, okay? And because being a human, having a human experience, a part of one of our survival needs is community. We need community. We need relationships with people in order to not survive. Well, they say it's a survival thing because if you isolate yourself for a long time, you'll go crazy. You might want to commit, like, it's really a thing. Like, when you're isolated, that's why it's a punishment in jail to put somebody in isolation, because it does affect us in ways that I'm not even scientifically able to talk about for real, but just know that is one of our main survival needs. So of course, people who don't feel like they belong are going to form their own spaces, but we still claim that we're Black at the end of the day. Exoticals. We center Blackness more, it seems like, in other communities. If unambiguous people would have accepted us from the get-go, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have an Exoticals community, but because they don't, because they feel like they can push us out because we don't look like a unambiguous Black person, they feel like they just ostracize us or whatever. But yeah, we gotta do better as a community. And that's all I really want to say on this video. Let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all next time.
You know why I tell y'all to nourish your inner child and find that inner joy from being a child? It's because of how some of y'all react to Rumi's joy. Y'all want to diagnose her not knowing her at all. That is what a child is supposed to look like. They're supposed to be happy like that. That is what children who don't have bills and issues and things to worry about. You see that smile on her face, her little hands waving. She was having the time of her life, and y'all found fault in it. You made fun of her joy. Why? Why do you think I sometimes say, why don't you take your adult money and go buy that toy or whatever the hell it is that you wanted as a child that you didn't get? It will help to break up the ice that's in your heart, and you will then experience that joy that you may not have experienced as a child, maybe because your parents just didn't have the money or whatever the hell the case may have been. Right? You can take your adult money and do the things that you wanted to do as a child instead of bringing your hard-back Jurassic ass on the internet and making fun of a child that you could never see in their tax bracket. She has a tax bracket you could never see. And I know you're like, kids don't pay taxes, but I'm telling you, she's in a tax bracket you could never see. Why? Because your heart is dark and it's black and it's jealous and it's just nasty. Y'all are making fun of a 7-year-old child's joy. Why don't you go heal that part of you? Go find a puzzle or some shit. Go find a toy or video game or something. You ever notice that those of us that still play with things have a joyous heart? Y'all be looking old and tired and toe up because you're miserable. You're miserable. That thing that you're walking past in the Walgreens and you're like, I want that, but I'm too old. Go buy it, right? Buy it with your adult money, because no one can tell you no now. Go buy it with your adult money, play with it, laugh, throw it up in the air, catch it and be like, and you see that feeling in your heart, in your chest. That is your heart defrosting, you miserable bitch.